there's two types of stress you can put on the body, and they're very different. There's the physical stress, which is exercise and being hungry, cold, hot, these kind of perceived adversities that makes the body fight against aging and diseases. But mental stress is different. It's more, it's psychological. But again, if you have too much of it, just like any physical stress, it will be bad for you. But a little bit is okay. Having a little bit of agency and excitement, I think that that's actually necessary for a long life, have some purpose. But if you go overboard and you're either depressed or under too much stress and your heart is beating faster, what you'll end up doing is secreting a variety of inflammatory molecules into your body. Cortisol is the main one that we know about. And you want to keep your stress levels low. So meditation, calming thoughts, breathing. I practice all of those to make sure that my very stressful job doesn't get the better of me. I used to be extremely stressed every day of my life. I thought I was going to have a heart attack when I was in my 20s and 30s. During my 30s, we had 3 kids, and that's stressful as well.
I bet.
So what I'm saying by using myself as an example is you can overcome that natural fear of things getting out of control. And these days, I'm helping run many companies, running a lab at Harvard. I've got 3 kids. I've just moved house. Things go wrong. Here's what I do. I remember the worst things that happened in my life. And it's actually helpful if you've experienced adversity in your life. Young people don't have that to turn to as much. But I think of the moment when my mother died in front of me, and it was not an easy way out for her. It was quite painful. And I think that's the worst that life can get. Everything else is easy. And so when I come home every day and people say, and my kids say, how was your day? My reaction literally is, nobody died. It's a great day. I'm alive. It's a great day. And so that's how I get through it. I just count every day as a blessing that I'm still here and healthy. Yeah, well, it's become a lifestyle for me. I wrote them down in my book, so if anybody wants to hear them all, that they're out there. Actually, the cheat sheet, Marissa, is at page 304. People can jump to that and have a look at what I do. And the book's called Lifespan. What I do that's next, probably most important, is maintaining my body's weight, which includes exercise. And I really don't like exercise. But if I can do it, anyone can.
Sure.
What I do is, so right here I have next to me a little speaker for music. So I agree, music is always around to keep me calm. And I have some weights here. And so when I'm not busy or I need to stand up this is a standing desk that I can push up and down. I'm sitting currently. Just move, whether it's a walk or pull up some little weights that aren't even that heavy, just move those, do this. I try to keep my hips in great shape because that's one way to die as you get older, by falling and breaking your hip. Sitting is a major problem in our lives. I had to sit down to write my book for 2 years, and I literally could barely walk. I had a limp because I had a cramp in my piriformis muscle that wouldn't go away. But with regular exercise, it did go away. And so I think that the exercise, what's called hip hinge, is so you lean forward and you pick up a weight. So you keep your shoulders back, you lean forward till horizontal, pick up a heavy weight. For me, that would be probably 100 pounds, something like that. But if you're older, you don't need to lift that much. And then just stand up till you're straight and then put it down again and do that 10 times. Keep your arms straight the whole time. Right. And you'll walk better. And actually the slower you walk, it's a predictor of how long you're going to live. And so you want to maintain your ability to walk. It's just a good sign of your overall health and lack of frailty. There's another test you can do, which is how quickly and easily can you get up off the floor with crossed legs. Middle-aged people tend to have to put one hand on the floor, and older people have to get on one knee. And it's an indicator of the strength of those muscles in your core. That's all it is. And it's important you maintain those. Beneficial. So certain types of yoga will strengthen your muscles. And that is probably just as valuable as lifting those weights. But you also want to keep up aerobic exercise. But the good news there, and I can say this because I really don't like losing my breath. It's a horrible feeling. Is that you can do 10 minutes a few times a week if you have a treadmill, or go running outside when it's warmer. And just 10 minutes has been shown to be greatly beneficial. You don't have to run for miles to get the benefits, but you do want to put your body in a state where you're so puffed that you couldn't carry out a conversation. And that again puts your body in this defensive state. What is 1 million years ago, probably, our ancestors were running around on the savannah. And that's what we're built to do. Our bodies, if we're sitting around eating all the time and not feeling cold, not feeling too hot, our bodies become complacent and they don't fight back against disease and aging. Well, it's tough for a lot of women and some men that they lose interest in sex towards the latter half of their life. But clearly, moving is important. I don't know about orgasms being important for aging. I think someone should study that, or maybe you know more than I do. But there's no question that sex gets your breathing rate up, your heart rate up, and could be part of a healthy lifestyle. It's not too unenjoyable either. So I think that's a good tip. The problem I find talking to clients of mine and friends is that for a lot of people, whether they're in a bad relationship or just hormonally deficient, it's not as interesting anymore. Well, these are the easy things that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm a molecular biologist. I'm not a fitness trainer, but I'm a scientist. I can read things. The other thing that I do is I did more before the pandemic was plunge myself into cold baths of water and go in saunas, because there's some good evidence, particularly in the sauna area, that's also healthy. And that could also be working through the same mechanism of putting your body into a state of perceived adversity to fight back. But what's clear is that if you look at people who regularly go in saunas, they have much lower rates of cardiac arrest. Yeah. So that to me says there's something important going on there. The ice baths, it makes sense. You can build up what's called brown fat, speeds up your metabolism. Brown fat's very healthy as opposed to your white fat, which builds up around your belly. Brown fat's around your back usually. And so that theoretically could be a way that cold shock therapy is beneficial for longevity. It's all I can take anyway. After 3 minutes, I'm pretty much done. But I don't do the cold showers. I'm not sure. I think a shower for me is supposed to be pleasurable. But
yeah,
you can jump in a pool which isn't heated, or if you're really good at it or want to do something, there are professional places you can go, commercial places, to get either in a mist of liquid nitrogen, which I've tried a few times. But at my gym, they just had a 4 degrees Celsius water bath that I would walk into, and 3 minutes was enough. Yeah. My son, though, who's at the time was 12 before the pandemic, he could stay in there 15 minutes or more. So a lot of people have different tolerances for these things. But you do what you can, and 3 minutes I think is sufficient.